Okay. All right, guys. I'm just gonna start off and ask you guys a couple basic group questions about social media and how you guys use it and what you think. Do you use social media?
Yes.
All of you?
So can you guys say like about how many hours a day you probably use it? And this is counting like everything, Twitter,
Instagram,
on your phone, every time you check it.
I use it about
5 hours, you'd say, like altogether?
I'd say more.
Yeah,
More?
I would say at
I'd
least
say
half the day.
I'd say about an hour.
12
Really?
hours?
An hour? Whoa.
Because I'm on it like very short spurts for like to post something or to check on a page that I manage or something like that. I don't spend a lot of time socializing on it, I guess.
Watching.
Okay. So you guys would say weekly you're on social media 7 out of 7 days of the week? Okay. Do you view social media as a positive or negative thing?
Yeah, it can go both ways.
Alright, why do you say that?
Because it could be used for bullying, or it could be used to get with your friends and hang out.
Okay.
You could just use it to vent, just like let everyone know what you're thinking.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I see it on the positive because for some of the groups that I do, we are able to stay connected even when one of them lives in California, one of them lives in Connecticut, something like that. But then also, ever since this freshman year, one of my counselors, or the guidance counselor, has said how much social media has troubled things and has made a lot more drama and stuff like that.
Okay. Do you guys see social media as being more of a negative than a positive, or as a positive than a negative, or?
Just depends on the user, really.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you guys have any personal stories that you've had like a bad experience with it?
Has it impacted your academics at all? Yes.
Can be affected by social media?
Yes.
Do you have like a personal story you want to share?
Have you personally ever abused social media? And nobody's gonna like get mad at you if you say you have. I mean, we've all.
What do you mean by abuse?
I guess just any use beyond its intended purpose that negatively affects somebody else or yourself even.
Like a harsh comment
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah, I'm sure I have said something.
And I think abuse, like, if the whole point of social media is to have interactions between, but then there's that social media stalking,
Yeah.
where you go to find out about something else that somebody else did, I guess that can be seen as abusing. And I know I've been like, oh, let's go look at this.
Do you guys think cyberbullying is like a big thing in high school?
Yes.
So by a raise of hands, like how many of you have known someone who has been like affected by like someone that has been bullied?
Yeah. Literally everybody. What age group do you think is most affected by social media abuse? Like,
Is it like middle school kids?
do you think middle school?
Yeah.
I would argue that because there were like, when I think about middle school, we had a lot of shallow Twitter fights and a lot of other drama, but now I'm seeing there being a lot more significant and more impactful things being heard on
Like a
social media.
argument.
Yeah.
Gets
For high
deeper.
school students, like more. Or Twitter. Yeah. It's
Have you guys had like, I know in my school we had a page that was created that said sluts and would post pictures of girls. Have you guys like, does that happen here at Henry Clay?
Yeah, Henry Clay had like a thing. It would like talk about like old things that like people at Henry Clay did before they graduated and stuff. It was like really bad.
Well, it is when all those confession pages and all of the there were Twitter pages popping up left and right.
Yeah.
So.
Do you guys believe that, like, okay, we all know how, like, the rise of technology has really happened, like, since we've grown up. Do you think the younger generation who's grown up with more technology will be more affected by social media abuse than, say, like, we were?
No,
You don't think so?
because they're growing up with it and they understand how to use it better than we will.
Okay.
Both sides, just how you were saying that when you grow up to something, it isn't that newfangled thing that you're trying to, ooh, let's play around with it, and you're on an extra, like that new Christmas present that you play with for so long, and then it becomes regular. But if you had it the entire time, it's just one of those, it's a norm. So I can see going both ways, but I don't know any predictions.
Okay, for girls, this is like directed towards you guys. Have you guys felt like your body image, like has social media affected the way you see yourself and how confident you feel about your bodies?
Yeah.
Can you share?
Like, you're supposed to be thick.
Can you talk louder?
They don't, like, for skinny girls, they say, oh, you're supposed to be thick. We don't like skinny girls because, like, I will get bullied every day in, like, elementary school because I was so skinny. And I was like, I'm gonna break your bones and stuff. I'm like, I'm nothing to you. But, yeah, most of the time, like, on social media and in person, they would do that.
So you would say that social media creates unreal expectations for women? What about men?
Yeah, do you think
We're
it's
just like, whatever.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when was the last time you were thinking about a tweet and it's like, oh, what's someone going to think about this? Or you're thinking about posting a photo or tweeting a photo or whatever. Like, what is someone going to think about this? Is this that artsy or is that the image that I want to be seen as?
I think I was kind of thinking like in the aspect of like she said, people like that if you're skinny you're supposed to be thick, or if you're thick you're supposed to be skinny. But for guys, like you see, at least I personally see on Twitter quite a bit of some like pages ran by like some girls who like create expectations for guys. Like those expectations are kind of unreal for guys. To me.
I don't think it's like that for guys. Cause,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, ladies, correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys compare yourselves to other women a lot. And guys were just like, man, that guy's got it going. He's, good job, man.
Good for you. Yeah.
That's what you do. But, yeah, that's what we do. We just, yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, you'd say guys take things more in stride. I would actually agree.
It kind of makes you like want to be like that, it kind of like inspires you, like, hey, I'm trying to get ripped,
Instead of exactly.
get a lot of comments because this says a lot about like girls, when you post a picture and they're like, oh, skinny mini, like that's the one thing they like look at. They're like, oh, how skinny she looks, or maybe like, I don't know, how heavy she like looks. Have you guys ever gotten comments like that? Like towards your like physical bodies? Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
I'm trying to like get someone to talk.
Well, something that I've observed, definitely during senior year when everybody's posting their senior pictures or something like that, I'm surprised, and I don't know if I should be surprised, and that may be because I have like this Debbie Downer attitude going into it, but I'm like, there are a lot of people that have the encouraging comments about, oh, look how pretty she is, look how cute she is, whatever, for the senior pictures, which I've found to be kind of encouraging for them. And I don't know how
So that can be a
real
positive
that is,
thing. Yeah.
but yeah.
Thinspo stands for Thinspiration, and basically all the pictures are like flat tummies, like thigh gaps, and it's just basically encouraging girls to lose weight to look like that. So I was just wondering if you guys have seen that. Do you think that affects girls though? Girls who do get on those pages and just that's all they look at. Do you think it
Yeah, I'd say it would. Most of the time when I get on Tumblr, I just like to post a bunch of dirty stuff like Naruto. Like, let's go.
I think kind of like Tumblr for guys is more of like a way to like you said, like post stuff like that or just like cool pictures and stuff. But at least in my personal experience, I know girls who use it to actually like blog and vent and get stuff out. So I think it might be a tad bit different, like from a male interface at least.
Yeah, because they have like that science side of Tumblr and all these different sides of Tumblr.
Yeah, there really is. Tumblr's a wacky website, honestly.
How many of you have
Let's go
honestly
on tips.
cheated through social media?
I think I did today.
I did it today.
They have an
I did
app.
today,
They have an
too.
app that answers your question, your homework question.
They do.
Yeah,
that new
like
app. It's so
No, look, there's this app I got on my phone. It's called Photomath. You take a picture of your whole
Yeah.
paper, it'll tell you every answer to every
Oh
problem.
my god, it's so great.
What's called Photomath?
Yeah, Photomath. Hey, get that from Miss KK's class.
So like, have you guys ever had like a problem? Like, let's say you got to study for like a big test, and you're doing your studying online or whatever. Have you ever had the problem of just like it's easy to study, but it's a lot easier to click on Twitter and go roll
Oh
through.
yeah. During finals week and like when I'm preparing for the AP tests, usually a couple weeks beforehand, I have to delete all the social media apps off my phone, or else I get way too distracted. And now that I've switched from using my phone to my laptop, I'm finding that I have to have a lot more self-restraint doing it. And even then, I go to check an email and then I get distracted going somewhere else, and I didn't do what I was supposed to do. So it's efficiency is gone down.
Yeah, definitely.
Have any of your relationships been ruined because of just communication through like other than in person?
I have a girlfriend. I gotta like delete my social media apps.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, it just eliminates that temptation. You know, 'cause I want to be committed to the person that I'm with, but if I'm on Instagram and I see all these other beautiful ladies, I'm bound to like it, you know, and it just starts drama.
It's basically just deciding based on looks instead of personality.
Yeah.
Plus on social media, people can make up a fake profile
I was gonna say,
and make
Yeah.
make a different person and say there's someone else, but they're really not. And they can try to meet you, and then you come to find out it's someone totally different.
What are your thoughts on that? When it comes to effects like depression, social isolation, and stuff like that? I kind of feel the anxiety because people are, you know, everybody sees like all these pictures of nice people, you know, like really good looking people on social media, and then you're just like, oh, I look like a potato, you know.
Trust me, I follow all the Victoria's Secret angels on Instagram, so,
Yeah.
so that's not good for me.
But then again, like I said earlier, like it could kind of like inspire you to like, you know, want to look like that, want to make that change.
Yeah.
Do any of you think like of a story that social media like made a really like big impact in a positive way?
I used to be fat, and like people would talk about me being fat like on Facebook and stuff, so I got tired of it, and like over the summer I got really skinny because I used to weigh like 180 and now I weigh 150, so I just look back a bit now and I'm just like, I'm not fat no more, so it's like y'all can't talk about it no more.
Right, so how has social media made your job harder, or has it?
It's made it busier. We refer to it as keyboard courage. Kids will get at home on their computer, and that's why most kids are on their phone, and they'll just type in the most god-awful things about their buddies or their friends or their enemies, things that are terrible, that they would never sit down face-to-face and say to somebody. And it gets back, you know, so people see it, they post comments, next thing you know, they're coming back to school ready to fight over it.
About it when it compares to their academics.
Students that are driven, they keep their priorities straight, but you take kids that are easily distracted, I know it's affecting some students academically. There's no doubt in my mind.
Do you see more issues in social media with girls or boys?
Probably girls.
Girls.
Honestly, young ladies, no offense,
No,
but I spend way more time dealing with issues with females, especially the harassment, the picking on each other.
I really feel like technology is just one of those things, like once you get a hold of it, it can either break you down or you can thrive off of it. But like, you just got to be the one to make that decision, you know, like nobody's going to make that decision for you. Nobody's going to be like, oh, well, you're going to be Tumblr famous, you know.
Or whatever, yeah, exactly.
It's just one of those things.
Day in and day out.
I know that look. You didn't turn on the record, did you?
You didn't?
It wasn't for the whole thing, just this segment.
Just
Can we start over? No, just repeat the last few questions.
Like
Oh
what?
God.
that never happened. We're gonna do it all again.
If you have, do you want to go?
I was gonna change the topic a little bit.
Wait, I have a question.
Well, you go first, then you, then I'll go.
Okay.
Would you guys consider like Snapchat social media?
Oh my God, I was about to say that.
He told me to come outside and do some push-ups if I wanted my phone back.
Oh, you were on the push-up patrol?
Yeah.
All right, man. Good deal.
Yeah, that was good.
I gave you a deal, didn't I?
Yeah.
Hey, do some-